So somebody is really offended because they were unable to bring out the best in you the way that, like, either you focusing on yourself has, made you blossom in some way, or like you're in a new connection, or like relatively new or whatever, with somebody else, and you are just thriving in every way. And again, like, it's like people in the past don't understand why they weren't good enough for you to level up while you were with them. Like, this is sort of a weird energy, but I kind of thought it was funny, which is why I'm recording it in the first place. But like, say you were heavier or something, or suffered with depression, or you were, if you're a masculine, maybe you weren't very romantic in your older connections and stuff like that. Okay, and then you get with somebody new, right? And then maybe you start consistently going to the gym. You're happier and laughing, and maybe you're just like funnier in general, and like more fun, and you're like more fun to be around. Maybe you become more spontaneous. Maybe you become extremely romantic and like doting and stuff like that, right? And I don't know, somehow like somebody from your past is witnessing this, and they're like, again, I'm getting that they, like, again, it's like the energy of them playing the victim, because they're like, I don't understand why they could, if they had been like that when they were with me, then I wouldn't have done X, Y, and Z. And like, so it's like that weird thing. Um, it's weird. It's like a really weird, but yeah, they're thinking like, oh, well, if they were always like this, then I wouldn't have left them, or I wouldn't have treated them like that, or, oh, if I knew that they were capable of doing those things, then I would have treated them better, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if somebody could literally like approach you about this, but also like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't really like care about what people are saying, but I like to like pick up stuff telepathically and shit like that. So whatever. But yeah, it's just that somebody is literally offended, and they could be talking to people about this, which is could be why I'm picking up on it too, of like, um oh, if she always dressed like that, then I wouldn't have cheated on her, or I would have taken her out more, or like, oh, if I knew she was into that, then we could have done that together, blah blah blah, and like, you could be getting called fake. So if you're a masculine and you are finally in a connection with a feminine who like brings out some sort of nurturing aspect in you, you know what I mean? uh so say if you, okay, you could have been somebody who, like, I don't know, you could have been in a long-term connection with somebody, and but you still needed your alone time from them, so say like, even if you work from home, like, you needed to get out of the house, like, you know you would need to, like, I don't know, work at Starbucks instead of being there with that person, and then now you're in a connection with somebody where you like want them to be with you all the time, and not in like a, there's like a little bit of like a healthy possessiveness, but in a way that is mutual and liked, okay? But just like how you guys can't get enough of each other, and you like want that person to be around you, not in a toxic way. But it's giving that, like, the person from the past is like, oh, why is he like this now? He always liked being by himself, and he always wanted his space, and now all of a sudden, blah blah blah, um you know what I mean? Like, some of your this could be problems with like your friends saying this too, like, um especially if you were in one of those friend groups where you always pledge to, oh, we're never going to be whipped, or we're never going to act like this when we're in a relationship, or, yeah, I mean, if you're a girl, you could have been, used to like, used to be a part of like the Lonely Hearts Club, where it was perceived as, if you like cook for the dude that you're with, and like you do this and that, then you're male centered, and like there's like, veering into the territory of like misandry, uh you know and then now all of a sudden you just like are in a healthy connection with somebody, and it's like bringing out a different side of you in some way, and then people are like projecting negativity on you due to this. And maybe that's why this message is relevant, because obviously if you've like fully cut these people off, then it doesn't matter. But I'm getting that, if you've noticed that you are happy in some sort of situation, and the people around you are starting to act weird towards you, it's because of that. It's because they don't understand like why you're acting out of character. And it's like every week, every day, every month, they keep expecting you to go back to normal, and you just like never do. and it's bringing out, it's like triggering negativity in people who may have otherwise been good friends to you or like good people or whatever. um because I'm getting that like whatever this thing is divine in nature. And this could be even like you find, like, say you were struggling financially for a long time and now all of a sudden you have money, okay? And it may hurt to notice and realize that people were only down for you when you were struggling in some way or lacked something like they did. But you need to know this. You need to know who those people are, because if you are coming into an extreme amount of success, you need to know who you're actually like. You have to know these things so you're not being the type of person who's just like, you know, say you become like a millionaire, multi-millionaire, and then like, $2,500 becomes not that much to you, right? And so technically you could pay your old best friend's rent, okay? But like, if that old best friend is always like talking shit about you, or like mentally being like, oh, they think that they're so much better than everybody else, or like, oh, they switched up, or like, oh, what I mean, like they're just being a happiness hater, then those people need to be exposed so that you're not helping them at all. It doesn't matter if that amount of money that they need from you is not a lot to you anymore or whatever. They don't deserve it at all, because you know what I mean? Okay? So that's why this message is relevant, okay? That you have people who are triggered by the fact that you are changing for the better, okay? Like, oh, you're not nihilistic anymore. You're not pessimistic anymore. You don't hate all, like, you don't overgeneralize about all women or all men anymore. And, they may not be overt about the fact that they are disgusted by this, but they are heavily triggered by it. And you need to be able to like read between people's like words and their tone and stuff like that, because people are a bit bold in regards to claiming that things are a joke that aren't a joke. So you need to look out for that too, because I'm getting the sense of people like around you trying to like make light of things or try to like tell you how they actually feel because they can't hide the truth. There's just like this collective or like universal energy of people not being able to hide the truth anymore, so it like has to come out somehow. So it may come out in like them sending you like memes making fun of people that are like a caricature of you or like the scenario in general, but they're actually like throwing shade at you. And then they get like a, I don't know, like a boost of energy, like a dopamine boost from getting away with like openly criticizing you and then just like playing it off as a joke in some way. And again, I'm getting that like the reason why this message is relevant at all is because you being in this like new energy to where your character itself has shifted and changed is attracting so much like abundance into your life. And those people that are triggered by your positive changes don't deserve to benefit from that abundance in any way. It doesn't matter if they're your parents or your siblings or anything. You know what I mean? You know how people should react to you changing for the better, like your character and stuff like that? Like, I'm seeing the sense of somebody's like grandparent. Like, okay, so say there's a guy who never brought around like a girlfriend around his family or something like that, or you've always like made light of the people you were in a relationship with, okay? And then you finally start to open up to your family because you can't hold it in about like how amazing this person is and how they make you feel and how much you adore them and how like sweet and compassionate they are. And then it like brings your grandma to tears because she's so happy that you're finally able to experience that, and like she's so proud of you. That's how you know somebody actually loves you. Like, if you're telling your best friend about somebody that you met and you're like talking, describing them to them, and then they literally get emotional because they're so happy and so proud of you for being able to do this, you know and you can tell the difference because there's an energy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, sometimes if somebody is like praising you and they mean that praise, it can like feel like this glowing feeling in your heart, like this warmth, as opposed to this kind of like discomfort in your stomach. So just be able to tell the difference, because it's going to identify even further more people that you need to cut off, because they're just going to become more and more triggered by how successful and how blissful your life is going to be, okay?